From Bakersfield to the corners of Kern County, the best moments from your Golden Empire gridirons. 17 Sports Director Taylor Shaw, football analyst, Renegade head coach R. Todd Littlejohn. This is FFX, the Sunday Expanded Edition. Driven by Sangera Subaru and Dignity Health, Mercy and Memorial Hospitals.
Oh, welcome into the Sunday Expanded Edition of FFX. I'm Taylor Schaub. He's our Todd Littlejohn, and it is so good to be back. Coach, I had separation anxiety from you. 1 week is too long.
Yes, we missed you, but the show must go on. So we just wanted to make sure that you were okay.
Well, you and Chris did a terrific job. I'm feeling much better. And Coach, I think we've talked a little too long. What's it time for?
Got to give the people what they want.
Gather round. It's time for your FFX Game of the Week, powered by SCOE, your Southern California Orthopedic Institute.
You got a really good voice.
I got skills.
All right, we begin with a physical battle Thursday night at Garces. You really do have skills. It's like you're a coach, you're a commentator, you're a regular James Brown.
That's what we do.
We begin with a physical battle Thursday night at Garces. After each team fell to state-ranked programs from San Diego, the Rams and Patriots opened River League play by laying their bodies on the line in a defensive masterclass. Garces coach Paul Gola called one of the best he's seen in 25 years on the sidelines. Now, the Patriots have won the Power League 5 years running. They came in with losses in 2 of their final 3 non-league games, and we told you there was limited scoring. Only 2 touchdowns in this game, scoreless near the half. Liberty cracks open the tie. It's Cole O'Brien to Xander Chisholm.
Big play right there, and obviously they needed it, throughout the course of the game, but really great execution by those 2.
61 yards. It was their first touchdown in 5 quarters. Then it's Hankins in the 4th.
Excellent balance right there on his way to the end zone. Great finish of his run as well.
111 yards, 18 carries for Hankins, and that's all Liberty would need. 13-0. Let's take another look at Hankins' final stat line. This kid is a beast. He puts Liberty on his back, 111 yards on the ground, that 1 score.
Absolutely, an efficiency on the ground game that really helped them win that game.
All right, let's hear from Coach Brian Nixon.
It's a hard-fought game. They played some really good football teams in the preseason for a reason. And, it was a lot of penalties both ways. And it's start of league, so just got to keep moving forward.
Oh, my goodness. It's probably one of the best defensive outputs we've ever seen over 25 years. I mean, they're on the field quite a bit, and we bend. We had them 3rd and short. We had a penalty that extended the play, and we still got them off the field. And then eventually, we gave up two big plays in late in the 3rd and 4th quarter. But hats off to our defense and all they did, because that was impressive.
Coach, we've talked a lot about this, but one of the biggest surprises to come out of league realignment was BHS moving from the perceived Power League to the newly formed Valley League. On paper, you'd think the Drillers would surely win against historically lower-ranked competition, right? Well, it seems no one told Darren Carr's boys.
Right.
Both teams coming in off impressive wins to close out preseason play and fireworks to open up this one. First play of the game. Coach, there's a reason Time Ontario has sat in this studio before.
There is a reason, and really nice execution on his part from the quarterback position. Start off the game extremely well.
60-yard touchdown, 7-0 BHS, and just as fast as they score, BCHS counters. It's Jordan Delgado to Jacob Gutierrez, so we're tied at 7-all. And still on the first, it's Bryson Waterman on the move.
We knew at some point he was going to break out and break through and really now start to put them in a position to win and made some plays.
Waterman had 2 rushing touchdowns. Montario had his second right there. And then it's Waterman on the kick return, making a house call.
There he goes on the special teams. Again, big deal when you play special teams that effective.
38-14, that's your final. Let's look at Waterman's final stat line in this one. You told us that he was going to have a breakout game at some point. Well, he certainly did on the ground. 2 touchdowns, 146 yards, also had that kick return. He is a true athlete, the definition of the word for BCHS. Now to the game that had us all on the edge of our seats. Ridgeview, a former powerhouse that's fallen on hard times, reminding us all there's still a lot of talent in the Wolfpack pipeline. Ridgeview welcoming a ranked Frontier team on the night they were naming their king and queen. Frontier took control early, pushing the Wolfpack into a safety and scoring on the next drive. Ridgeview did something they would do all night, respond. That was Zamir Hall. Oh, he is so good, Coach.
Yes, he was. Really did a nice job. Very effective in the run game, which obviously helped Ridgeview throughout this game.
All right, Titans now up 16-6 after that Bryson Tablet touchdown. And then it's Zamir Hall again, Coach.
There goes that man. There he is.
I have a feeling we may be hearing from Zamir Hall. I don't want to tease anything too much, but we might be hearing from Zamir Hall later. You know why? Because this game came down to the wire, went into overtime, and Ridgeview stunned the world 47-46. They beat Frontier. All right, let's look at Zamir Hall's stat line. He's our player of the game. Coach, there's a lot of stats on the board there, but one that impressed you, I know, 9.4 yards per carry.
Excellent. Every time he touched the ball, it was pretty much a first down. It makes it a lot easier for the play caller in those situations.
Believe it or not, only one team in Kern County entered Week 7 unbeaten. The Centennial Golden Hawks were the darling of the preseason, but with a brutal league schedule, they'll have to prove it wasn't all smoke and mirrors. Jayhawks starting River League play at Stockdale on Friday. First quarter, Jayhawks in the red zone. It's Jackson McDonald willing his way through a sea of humanity. It's 6-0. Centennial wouldn't stay that way for long. Mustangs quarterback Isaac Herrera fakes the throw, keeps it himself. We're tied at 6-all. The Golden Hawks would finally take flight in the second. It's a familiar face, Adam Kopis, launching an absolute missile.
There's another familiar face that you just mentioned, and he goes, the Centennial goes, and he does a great job of leading their offense.
Hoban Hodge with the reception there. Your final 33-6. Indian Highland ushering in Valley League play Friday at Scotland Yard. Scots giving the faithful something to celebrate. First quarter, Jojo Mata finds Kareem Safa 25 yards in the score, so it's 7-0 Highland. Indy with the quick response. Prince Ellis airs it out to Anthony Rico, Coach.
Really nice, and obviously those two have continued to have good chemistry, helping that offense score some points.
7-all. Okay, how about Ellis again, Coach?
There he is. Hey, great job on that zone read. Got in the end zone.
14-7. Highland had all the answers, though. It's Mata responding with a keeper of his own. As the Scots would pour it on from there, they would win 44-29. Well, still ahead here on FFX, Chavez can't be stopped. 7 days after dropping 60, the Titans explode for 50. A look back at the Titans' offensive onslaught at Delano.
You're watching FFX, the Sunday Expanded Edition, powered by Sangera Subaru, serving Kern County for over 50 years. You're watching FFX, the Sunday Expanded Edition, powered by Dignity Health. Hello, human kindness.
Welcome back. And speaking of SSL play, Coach, it actually began a couple of weeks ago. Both Wasco and Kennedy are undefeated, but, you know, someone's O has to go. Wasco hosting Kennedy. Oh, I love the way they come out. Those Tigers scoreless in the second until Yakel DeLong caps off a long T-Birds drive, so it's 7-0 RFK. Still in the second, Wasco on the move. Isaiah Acosta down the sideline, Coach.
Down the sideline, and we knew that both of these two teams with their run game, it was going to be a battle back and forth.
Okay, Wasco would miss the PAT, 7-6 T-Birds. How about an encore? It's Acosta again.
There he goes, right down the sideline, protecting that football.
74 yards and the score, 12-7. RFK would respond with a big play of their own. It's Julian Sanchez finding a hole. He can't be stopped. Look at him, 53 yards.
Great balance getting through there, and then on to the touchdown.
We're going to fast forward to the fourth now because Sanchez busts loose again. This time it's 28 yards. This one would give them the win. It's 20-12. That's your final. League play provided so much drama around the county that we have to show you all, right? 17's Chris Burton is back with a full breakdown of the rest of your Week 7 slate.
Well, Taylor, don't worry, you're not going to miss a thing. There's nothing better than when current teams play each other, stands are packed, and players seem to have an extra chip on their shoulders. At least it seemed that way this week in nearly every corner of this great county. We start with what was supposed to be a showdown in Delano. Chavez coming off its largest margin of victory in 20 years and not slowing down against their crosstown rival. First quarter, Santana Morales slings it out to Ryan Ruiz. He gets slippery, dodges some defenders for the game's first score. Tigers claw back. Check out the cannon on Eddie Silva. Launches it to George Inguito. He had 2 catches for 122 yards and both Delano scores. Game tied 7-all. Titans would take over from there. Second quarter, Israel Gonzalez can't be stopped. 50 yards for the score. Gonzalez rushed for 180 yards and 3 scores, and Chavez won 54-14. It was homecoming night up in the mountains. Tehachapi showing their grit after suffering their first loss of the season. First quarter, South up 6-0. Tehachapi on the move, and it's Levi Hart up the gut, capping off a 66-yard drive. Mountain Men finished with 387 total yards of offense and win 26-20. After 2 straight losses, North got back on track Friday night at West High. Kyle Dillon rushed for 148 yards, including this third quarter score, to put the Stars up 28-7, and that would be your final. The winless East Blades finally got the monkey off their back against Foothill. First quarter, Matt Moore finds Frank Fonseca deep for the score. Moore 11 for 18 for 106 yards and that touchdown. Blades get their first win, 28-0 your final. Tyon Jones stole the show Thursday night at Miramonte. Golden Valley up 7-zip when Jones doubles their lead, finds a hole, breaks a few tackles, 13-0 Dogs. He'd finished 220 yards and 3 touchdowns on the ground. Golden Valley shuts out Miramonte 41-0. And speaking of shutouts, McFarland laid a goose egg against Shafter. The Generals marching to a 43-point victory. And while Arvin leaned on quarterback Omar Prado to help beat Boron, the junior was 8 for 10, passing for 104 yards and 2 touchdowns as the Bears defeated the Bobcats 35-6. That's a look around the county from Week 7 of the high school football season. All right, well, who's on top of the mountain? Let's take a look at how the standings at the top of the central section play out. These are all according to CalPEPS. So Clovis West takes over that top spot after their upset against Buchanan. Liberty, the only Kern County school in the top 5, sliding in right there at number 4, while the undefeated Centennial Golden Hawks, they get into that top 10. They sneak in down there at number 10. Coach Taylor, back to you.
Well, thank you, Chris. Coming up next here on FFX, too bad BC's celebratory cannon doesn't travel because the Renegades offense decided to explode. Coach will crack open a bottle of champagne and relive his 49-point victory.
FFX is proud to be fitted by Finos. When it comes to quality men's suits in Bakersfield, Finos menswear and tuxedo is all you need. Huddle up. It's time for Coach's Corner with Renegade head football coach R. Todd Littlejohn.
All right, it's time for Kern County's favorite segment, Coach's Corner, back to bring you the wisdom of a lifetime inside the lines. He's our Todd Littlejohn. Coach, tonight we're playing a little game I like to call Contenders or Pretenders. So that's right, I'm going to get you in trouble.
No doubt.
That's what I live to do. Okay, I want you to tell us whether you think these teams are for real. First up, Ridgeview with upset victories over Frontier. With an upset victory over Frontier, they're now at 3-3. All their losses are to ranked teams. Coach, is Ridgeview for real?
You know, they got a little momentum. Obviously now, Zamir Hall played really, really well. I think they could be contenders.
All right, Coach. Well, next up, it's Chavez. They're sitting at 5-2. They've looked really good. They're actually ranked higher than programs like Wasco, programs like Shafter. Coach, is Chavez for real?
Ooh, that's a tough one. You know, you can go either way literally with them because as they start to, go into their league play and then kind of down the season or the stretch at the end of the year, ooh, that's a tough one. I'm going to say Pretenders.
Oh,
Yeah, no,
there's people in Delano
I
that aren't
know.
going to be happy about.
Not at all. Sorry, guys.
All right, let's go to our picks of the week. We've got an intriguing matchup on tap. We were just talking about Ridgeview. This team really impressed us. Actually, both of these programs did. BCHS at Ridgeview, who you got?
Ooh, you got Waterman, you got Zamir Hall going back and forth with each other. I'm going to give the nod to BCHS.
Garces at Frontier. Now, Garces is probably the best 1-5 team in the history of the Central Section, but they're taking on a team that is angry.
No question. I'm going to go with Frontier on this one. I'm sure they are not pleased coming off that loss, and I'm going to go with Frontier.
Speaking of not pleased, Wasco and Chavez. Not pleased at you. That's right. The Titans. Who you got?
Not at all. I'm going to go with Wasco on this one.
He's doubling down.
Right.
All right, those were your picks of the week. Coach, time for Renegade Report. Now, a college football season is all about momentum, and after 3 straight losses, your Bakersfield College Renegades needed some. Unfortunately for San Bernardino Valley, the Renegades found the momentum at the Wolverines' home. The Gades will head into conference play next week, feeling pretty good about your performance.
Man, I tell you, we really needed this one, and man, it's good to get that bad taste out of our mouths.
Jordan Norwood on the 23-yard score. Now, you guys capitalized every single time in the red zone.
We did, and that was one of our point of emphasis. We needed to score in the red zone, and we were 7 of 7 in the red zone, which is very efficient.
Defense had 8 sacks, 3 forced fumbles. I mean, this was a tour de force performance, and you can tell by the score. You guys hung 69 points on them. 69-20, that's your final. Now, Coach, what were your biggest takeaways?
Well, again, as I mentioned, we wanted to be perfect in the red zone, take advantage of those opportunities. We had to get the run game going, and we were very effective with that, rushing over 200 yards. We won the third down battle, and that was another part, both offensively and defensively, that we were really good at. Fourth down efficiency, we were 3 of 4 on fourth down. Anytime you can do that, you keep that drive alive. And then we played very fast on defense, indicative of our sacks up front. And guys just played really well together, so that was good to see.
What's it like to put up 69 points on a team?
Not good enough because we missed that PAT, and it should have been 70. I know.
You're ridiculous.
I'm sorry.
Well, that's it for Renegade Report. Now stick around, because it's time to break out your Sunday best. We're going to introduce your FFX Play and Player of the Week next.
FFX is proud to partner with Valley Sports Media. Follow at V Sports Media for exclusive football content throughout the season. It's trophy time. The FFX Awards, brought to you by Jerry's Pizza and Pub.
Welcome back. From clutch touchdowns to crazy kick returns and even a few impressive defensive plays, Week 7 provided so many moments to spotlight, but none outshined what took place at Scotland Yard. Coach, it's time to hand out some hardware. That's right. We're giving out our FFX Play of the Week award, and it's another wide receiver. Take a look at this play. Crazy.
Big time play right there. Vintage Odell Beckham right there.
Jojo Mata finding Manny Vallejo with the snag. It would set up a touchdown as the Scots rolled in this game. Let's take this video full again so we can really showcase this outstanding play.
Absolutely. Great concentration by him, and big play in the game. I'm sure he got a lot of feedback from his teammates.
That is your play of the week.
Your FFX Player of the Week is presented by Vertical Raise, the premier online fundraising platform.
Well, Coach, it's time for the county's top individual prize, and I can't think of a better player to receive the FFX Player of the Week honors than the man that put the Wolfpack on his back this week, Zamir Hall. He had 5 touchdowns, leading Ridgeview to that dramatic victory in overtime against Frontier. Zamir, what does it mean to be our FFX Player of the Week?
You know, it's a great opportunity to come on the show and be with you guys, and I really appreciate it, you having me.
That was a big time win. What was the obvious reaction of the team, but how did you all feel after, obviously beating a really good Frontier team?
We felt amazing. You know, we went out and we did what we did in practice. We went out there, did our schemes, did our jobs, and we got that dub on homecoming.
So heading into league play for you guys, there's got to be a lot of confidence, right?
Yes, sir. You know, we played against top competition, and so we know what it's like, and to be in a dogfight, to be down, and to be ready. So we're coming to replay to come and get that dub.
Okay, I wanted you to take a look at your stat line from this past game. 24 carries, 225 yards, 5 touchdowns. You are a man on a mission. What was going through your head that night?
You know, I just wanted to get that win. You know, the O-line did great. Everyone did great. Receivers were playing hard. Defense was playing hard, and we wanted to get that win on homecoming for the seniors and all of us.
Well, Zamir, you certainly did that. You put the Wolfpack on your back. You led them to victory. It was an impressive one, and now you guys have a big game against BCHS coming up this week. Zamir, thank you so much. You're our Player of the Week. All right, that's going to do it for this 7th expanded edition of FFX. For more high school football coverage, just head to kget.com. You're going to want to click on that FFX icon. Have a great rest of your weekend, and we're going to see you back here on Friday at 11:11.